dogs, right?
Yeah.
The dogs. We're always here for the dogs.
Right, I am, that's for sure.
On this episode of Finding Festivals, we're stepping into Celtic culture, cooking with Guinness,
Everything I dreamed of that being, delivered.
and learning about the city's heritage.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Additionally, we'll explore these must-dos in Dublin, Ohio. Join me at the Dublin Irish Festival.
Hi, I'm Haylie Robinson, and I'm a former festival queen turned executive producer. Yeah, kind of a career change. If you want to learn more about Finding Festivals, connect me on social media, and get a sneak preview of Season 2, then check out the links in my description below. As always, friends, I advocate for you to keep finding festivals and enjoy the show.
Celtic culture has always fascinated me, which is why I'm bringing you to Dublin, Ohio for the Irish Festival. This annual event is hosted on the first weekend of August and is said to be the second largest Irish festival in the United States. On my way there, I noticed something a little different about this cornfield and decided to connect with David Guin to learn more.
David, we need to address the elephant in the room, or I guess the corn in the field. What is this all about?
Well, it's really a tribute to the agrarian or the agriculture in the area. The gentleman who farmed this land was Sam France, and he was specializing in hybridization of corn, so making it more resilient. And so this is pretty resilient corn.
This is concrete, correct?
Yes, yes, it's concrete. It's 6 foot 3 inches tall.
So, you know, not exactly short.
Yeah, right. And it's 1,500 pounds for each,
1,500
and there are
pounds.
109 of them.
So you have 109 concrete corn. That's 1,500 pounds each. How many trucks did it take to get here?
Well, 4 semis, and it was a little bit of a feat to put them in the ground. So,
I would say, what exactly would you say this is? Really say about Dublin? It's a pretty big piece. You can't miss it when you drive by, right?
right, right. Well, if you look carefully, the corn is positioned in the rows of the cemetery in Arlington. So it's sort of like the death of the agriculture or the cornfield and the rise of suburbia.
Okay, so it's kind of paying homage to the past, but celebrating the current and future.
Exactly.
When we were talking before, there was conversation of, some people have different opinions of it, but
Yes.
it sounds like, there's a deeper understanding and it almost brings a better appreciation for it.
That's exactly right. Yeah, once you learn about the piece of public art and where it's placed, because it is site specific, it makes a huge difference in understanding the work.
I'm assuming you've been to the Irish Fest, which is why we're in town.
Yes, absolutely.
And what are your thoughts on that? What does that mean to you?
Where all art is important. So performing arts and dance, we're lovers of all art. And so we love that they can bring dancers in from all over the world, acts, musical acts from all over the world. So,
and they come from like Ireland and even Scotland, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm
they have the
pretty
best
excited.
of the best.
The best of the best coming all the way to Dublin, Ohio,
Yep.
where there's a big cornfield art structure, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So they can go to the fest and then come take a picture with a big corn.
Yes, yeah, please come and enjoy.
Based on the festivities of the weekend, one would assume Dublin's heritage is deeply rooted in Ireland. Before I go digging for more history on Dublin, Ohio, I need to head to Bridge Park for some caffeine.
Missing a few ingredients, but
Okay. You said, so this is the, oh yeah, it has orange, chocolate, and
chocolate dust on top. It's amazing, but this is just a sampler. See what you think.
smells really good. Y'all speaking my language.
There you go.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look at that. There's a garnish. Well, now that I've got my coffee, let's go explore the Dublin market a little bit more. Come on. I love how many dogs there are here. It warms my heart.
The community of Dublin is very welcoming. I asked Tom Holton, past president of the Dublin Historical Society, if this is due to the Irish roots, and he said,
Not at all, not at all. Everybody asks that question, and I get a couple of questions a year from people who are called the Historical Society saying, can you tell me about the Irish heritage in Dublin? say, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there is none.
There is none. It was not settled by anyone from Ireland, per se.
Not settled by anyone from Ireland. It was settled by Germans.
Okay.
predominantly by Germans, and some English people, maybe one or two Swiss people. But the Germans came from some directly from Germany because there were already some Germans here. But most of the early settlers came from Pennsylvania. The story about how Dublin got its name, there's one Irishman, John Shields was his name, and he was a surveyor. He was hired to survey land all up and down the west side of the Cider River, which was the Virginia Military Grant land. John Sells said, since you did the work of plotting the house lots, I'll let you name the town. And John Shields said, since you gave me that honor, I'll name it after my hometown, Dublin, Ireland. And that's how it got its name.
And so it did get its name from someone from Ireland.
From an Irishman.
From an Irishman. Tom, you are the past president of the Historical Society. How did you get into that role to begin with?
That's a good question. I've been with the Historical Society for, gosh, I think since the mid-1990s. And in one capacity or another, and just fell deeply in love with the history because of the local historians. All those people who were so deeply engaged in this house and telling the stories. They knew the history and they were so engaging in the way they told it that I just knew I needed to be involved. So I started learning the stories and got involved with the society.
This is the 35th anniversary of the Dublin Irish Festival, but how did it start? What kind of birthed the idea of, yeah, let's put this together?
This is started on a tennis court. There was a couple of tents. It was very small, so it was probably something like an Irish marketplace. But they wanted to have a Irish-centered, Irish culture-centered event. After all, we're Dublin. It was great, and everybody went. Well, I'm exaggerating, but a lot of people went. It was just because the village was small, 10,000 people. Today it's 50,000 people. So it was small, fun, intimate.
So would you say Kaufman Park is kind of the central gathering place, or one of the central gathering places in Dublin?
Oh, absolutely. Still very central to the city. Not incidentally, we're in the city in the Kaufman House, which is part of the legacy of the Kaufman family. It was important to the legacy of the family to sell some of the land, or keep some of the land as parkland adjacent to the house. So there are roughly 35 acres as parkland right here that includes the house here on the west end of the park.
So you're saying this is 35 acres is where the festival's taking place right now?
Yes.
That explains all the walking.
Yes, yeah.
35 acres of the Dublin Irish Festival calls for a map, especially as a first-time attendee like myself. The city does provide a free app with a map and schedule to all the workshops, performances, and other events throughout the weekend. First on my list is learning more about Celtic music.
I love polkas because that pulse is so strong in them and so lilty and so lovely.
And in the Irish language, illa it designates this part of the arm. So we call it the elbow, but it's this part of the arm more generally. And then illan, obviously then this refers to the pipes. So elbow pipes essentially is what it translates to.
I tried my hand at the drawing from the Book of Kells workshop, and
I am not an artist. This is as far as I got. And I actually think my sheet was upside down.
And now a message from our generous underwriters and donors.
Finding Festivals is brought to you in part by
Find some Lake Erie love? It's a sure thing. Learn how at shoresandislands.com and start an adventure today.
Toledo, more than you ever imagined. Learn more at visittoledo.org.
the Fort Wayne Museum of Art, Toledo Arts Commission, and by viewers like you. Thank you. Now back to the episode.
Aside from the annual festival, there are other Irish-spirited activities available in Dublin. Marketing Director for Visit Dublin, Sarah Blatnick, shared more about the themed experiences.
Yeah, so we found probably about 10, 12 years ago when we went through a branding process that everybody just naturally associated Dublin with Dublin, Ireland. And we did have some things already kind of here organically. A lot of people use shamrocks in their logos. You know, obviously the Irish Festival started here, so we have that. We have a huge St. Patrick's Day. So we really started to just kind of develop that more and really start to promote it in a way that people could understand that you could get a little bit of, you know, Ireland here in Dublin, Ohio.
I will say, walking to the festival, you really do get a nice, rich cultural taste, at bare minimum, you know, of Ireland. And it's just nice to, you know, kind of immerse yourself in that experience.
Yeah, I think they've done a really great job. I know they did a lot of research and continue to, you know, take trips to make sure that it really is an authentic experience here at the festival. So everything from, you know, of course, the music, the food, the Irish dancers, one of my favorites, but then also branching out to things like tracking your genealogy and, you know, how certain things started, how things are made, and the Celtic canines, of course, the dogs that are from Ireland.
The dogs, right?
Yeah.
The dogs. We're always here for the dogs.
Right, I am, that's for sure. And if you haven't done the Celtic Cocktail Trail yet, it's a great activity with the Irish Festival. It's a year-round activity. 19 Dublin restaurants offer unique Irish-themed cocktails. It's all a digital passport on your phone, so you have it with you all the time. If you're like me, your phone's always with you. And you can go around, check out the dining scene, get the Celtic cocktail, and then you win prizes along the way.
Wait, you get a prize?
You do.
From participating in the Celtic cocktail?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, as if I needed more bribery to do it, but I mean, I get free stuff too? Okay, done, sold, check. Where's the next place?
Right.
Okay, now I want to try a drink from the Celtic Cocktail Trail. We're heading back to Bridge Park to visit Kona Craft Kitchen to learn more about their Celtic aisle from cafe manager Robin Myers.
Hey Robin, how are you?
Hi, great, welcome in.
Thank you so much. So I came in because I heard there's a Celtic Cocktail Trail and you're going to show us one of the drinks?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm ready to dive right in. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, give us what you got.
Here I have the Celtic Isle that was developed by Michael Bachman, the lead bartender here at Kona Craft Kitchen. The Celtic Isle is a riff on a lorikeet, subbing Irish whiskey for the rye and toning down a bit of the tropical fruit with some warm spice. A little bit about Kona Craft Kitchen. It's loosely inspired off of the owner's love of traveling and fresh ingredients. So we pride ourselves here on making as much as we can from scratch. The base spirit in this cocktail is Bushmills, so that is really, really smooth and bringing some vanilla florals. Next up, the Amara de Angostura. This is an herbal liqueur. It brings warm spice and a syrupy cola vibe to the cocktail. And then we have an ounce of the pineapple cordial. We make this in-house. Coconut water, agave, and cinnamon. Next we have lime juice, Pishad bitters. This one's gonna add complexity and some star anise to the equation. And finally we have a house-made coffee bitter.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that color at all.
Yeah.
Very pretty. And the presentation, I love it.
Celtic Isle.
I'm gonna try it. You said it's like kind of, there's all these different flavors. I'm curious.
Moment of truth.
I definitely can taste the coffee bitter with the vanilla forward taste. I do kind of have that floral pickup as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Irish whiskey, as you said, is very smooth.
It's either, so to me, what a well-made drink is it brings balance. It may excite you and take you somewhere, but really it's meant to be enjoyed or be comforting. It's either refreshing on a warm day or, you know, comforting when you need it most.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers. Enjoy.
Walking around the festival, attendees will quickly understand just how massive this is. I met up with Community Events Director Allison Leroy to better understand the planning for a festival this size and how it's all funded.
long have you been part of this organization?
This is actually my 25th festival, so I've been at all of them except for the first 10, so I have seen this festival grow tremendously. So it's just been a great fun time for me to see that.
And how long does it take for you to prep a huge event like this?
Well, we definitely plan for over a year. We're already making notes what we're doing next year, those kind of things. But really, we actually start building, because we basically build a city in the park. So it takes us about 3 weeks to put it up and 2 weeks to tear it down.
Wow, I would say it feels like I'm walking around a city because like my miles are racking up.
Yeah.
What kind of impact does this festival have? Or better yet, how are you able to fund it?
What's really interesting is, unlike a lot of festivals, we're actually funded by the city. So it was started by a community organization and the city took it on. The city was really small and growing at that point and knew they needed a community festival. And because this festival had already been around for a couple years, they sort of took over it. So we actually fund it through our hotel motel bed tax. And then that's our kind of our funding source. But what's great about that too is we have all of these great sponsors, all these great partners that then we're able to put money back into that hotel motel tax, and then we can use it for other things throughout the city.
That's incredible. Yeah. So it's really self-efficient.
Oh, it definitely.
And I'm assuming it brings a tremendous amount of economic boom through this weekend.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we get people from, well, all over the world, but really, you know, we have strong presence here, especially from the states surrounding it. But there are those people who follow some of these Irish bands. They'll follow them anywhere. So we've got people from as far away as Texas, Florida, all over the place. They come here just to see all these bands.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a wonderful lineup. We got to check out the Red Hot Chili Peppers yesterday.
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
Heading back toward the middle of the festival, we spot an 11th century battle breakdown between the Irish and Vikings.
With the Irish, we were able to, by 1014, we got a contract. When Brandenburg broke the power of the foreign Norse in Ireland, we were able to assimilate what happened afterwards. And so Ireland kept her culture, kept her religion, and all these things were, for much of British history, those things were either at risk or lost because of the Viking invasions.
Okay.
So,
so is that because it was kind of war with Viking? I mean, I noticed the military wear kind of looked similar to it.
Well, yes, because there was back and forth. So we borrowed from them, they borrowed from us.
Okay.
But we borrowed, see, one of the things that Ireland didn't have originally was we used quilted armors before the Viking invasions. But eventually we kill enough Vikings, you can raid the bodies with a chainmail. And you ended up with that. And of course, people give gifts back and forth, and that's a very rich and wonderful gift.
Father Hayes is knowledgeable in 11th century Ireland and also leads a Catholic Mass in Gaelic language.
One thing I think that's really unique about the Dublin Irish Festival is on Sunday mornings, they actually hold several different church services throughout the park. And I think it's so special that they are able to bring the community together and reserve some time for religious practice.
We learned the Irish Festival began on a tennis court. Let's speak with John Tim, co-owner of Rich and Tim's Academy and certified instructor and adjudicator of Irish Step, who was a performer at the first Dublin Irish Festival.
And I was there from the very beginning and you know, like know what it came from, and it's absolutely amazing where it is. So it started on a Sunday afternoon in Kaufman Park on the tennis courts, and there was one stage. On the night before that, there was a Ceili Dance, which was a social dance for people to get together, and everyone who came like pulled their cars around the stage and had their headlights on so that it could be lit, right? And then the next day was a dance-off where all the winners from the Columbus Fesh the day before came over, and then they danced against each other for one more prize. And I actually won that dance-off. And then after that dance-off was the very first concert with one band on one stage, and it was the Mick Maloney and his Greenfields of America. From there, we are at, you know, 100,000+ people at the festival.
I'm loving how just vivid this story is. I mean, you even told us right down to the band that was there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, truly, that first gathering was impactful enough to today attract over 100,000 people.
Amazing.
Now, one thing I did notice is, so I studied dance in my past, about 14 years of it, although I'm more of a hip-hop dancer. But I always noticed the shoes sound different than a tap shoe.
They are.
What's the secret?
So, tap shoe has a metal tap on the toe piece and the heel piece. In Irish dancing, we dance with a fiberglass toe piece. And like a tap would be very thin, and the Irish toe piece is, almost 3/4 of an inch big. It's a molded fiberglass tip, and super hard, but it makes incredible sounds. It's a much thicker, much heavier sound than a tap is like a little bit tinny because it's metal. But you can get some really great sound clarity with Irish dance shoes.
I always notice that because it almost sounds like an extra instrument almost. It doesn't sound, it sounds like an extension to the music more so than anything.
If you're watching good Irish dancing, in my opinion, it's exactly what it is.
Music and dance are a huge part of Irish traditions. I head to the Irish Thunder stage to watch the Academy of Irish Dance students perform.
I think culturally this dance form is iconic because it really speaks to the soul. It's the music, it's the heavy hitting bass, it's the percussive power of the hard shoe dancing, which you see a lot in Riverdance and Lord of the Dance. The soft shoe style of dancing is up on the toes, sharp and fast, and I think when you combine the music, the Irish Celtic music, with the dance style, it's so thunderous and powerful. It speaks to people, it motivates them, it gets them on their feet, it sends tingles down your spine, and I think that has resonated with audiences around the world for decades now, and especially since Riverdance and Lord of the Dance came onto the scene.
What got you into Irish step dance?
In 1994, I was about 11 years old and I saw Riverdance on VHS for the very first time, and I absolutely loved it. And my family took me to the local class, got me involved, and I hit the ground running. When I was 17, I was accepted into Michael Flatley's show, Lord of the Dance. I toured for a few years with the show and then became a teacher, opened up a class in Birmingham with my partner, Edward Searle, in 2007. Ultimately, we felt that the best decision for us personally was to move back to my hometown. We've reestablished the school in Columbus for the last 10 years we're here.
When it comes to teaching, what kind of called you into that aspect?
The funny thing is, my siblings and I joke that I was a teacher before I was even a dancer, because I would come home from dancing class even as a beginner and I would teach them all the steps. I would get my cousins over to the house and teach them everything I was learning as I was learning it myself. I love working with young children. I love working with young adults, watching them learn, watching them grow, put together teams and shows, and watching our solo dancers progress. I think being a teacher is what I've always wanted to do. It's no surprise that I've ended up where I am now.
Though it takes many years to master, I learned a few steps from Heather Tim, co-owner of the Rich and Tim's Irish Dance Academy and certified instructor and adjudicator of Irish Step.
How did you get into Irish Step?
So my maiden name is Donovan. I'm Heather Donovan, and I'm Irish American. I have Irish heritage. And I'm the middle of 5. All of us Irish danced at some point, and so it just was in our family. And yeah, my dad put me into Irish dancing, and at 6, and I've never stopped.
It sounds like it. You just keep going. And okay.
So first thing we do is cross over, and then kick out, and then we go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we repeat that sequence 3 times. So cross over and out and back 2, 3, 4. Cross over and out and back 2, 3, 4. Cross over and out, back 2, 3, 4. Oh, you're a natural.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay, so should we put it all together?
Put it all together. And cross and up, back 2, 3, 4, cross over and up, and back 2, 3, 4, then up, and back 2, 3, 4.
I almost got it.
You did a very good job. Quick learner.
Now that I've got a few steps down, let's test them out at the Ceili Dance stage. The stage is located on the tennis courts where the annual event began and continues Ceili Dance traditions by inviting all to join in. This dance was simple, but would speed up after every combo, making it both fun and exhausting. Not to mention how hot it was in the tent. Note, bring plenty of water and maybe a hose to cool off afterward.
Woo! Thank you very much!
Another cool workshop to check out is Celtic Cooking, featuring Chef Eric McBride, and yes, you do get a sample after the course.
All right, who's ready for some great Celtic cooking today? So first of all, if you didn't know this, Celtic cuisine is divided between the 8 Celtic nations. And so now we're going to be doing something out of our Irish cookbook, a Guinness chocolate walnut cake, and we're going to be talking about nothing but desserts, Celtic desserts, about everything. I know you're all dying for some chocolate cake. Yes, let's go. Big shaking heads here for it.
I have been excited for this all day long. So there's like a frosting on it, and then of course the chocolate cake. So here we go. Everything I dreamed of that being delivered.
Whether you visit for the annual festival or enjoy what the city has to offer, Dublin, Ohio is rich in heritage, community, and Irish attitude. I'm Haylie, and I look forward to even more fun at the next festival we find. You can visit findingfestivals.com to learn more about the series, get updates through the digital newsletter, and connect with me on social media where you can access more content on festival fun.
To me.
Yeah.
So, how you doing? You know. How's it going? Oh, Celtic Cocktail. Celtic Cocktail Trail. That's too many consonants. I can't do it. My lines are right here. Why am I not seeing this? I'm not an Irish dancer, so I try to control myself. It's just so hard. You want to move with them, right?
Yeah.